abstract philosophy, but as a literal operational system.
An OS, yeah.
So to frame this, you really need to get the core infrastructure down first. You have the ZOS, which is the source operating system. Think of it as, the base code of reality.
Right.
Then you have the MEOS. That's your current limited software. It's ego-driven, based on memory, based on fear.
That's the one we're all running most of the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
And finally, the PRU, the physical reality unit. That's just the display device, the outside world.
The screen we're all looking at. Okay, let's unpack this. So the mission for today is to decode that intense chaos you might be feeling right now. We're talking about, emotional turbulence, weird physical stuff, and synchronicities that are just off the charts.
And the sources say these are not errors, they're not bugs in your system.
They're features, they're the indicators, the physical energetic signs that your future log, your highest potential reality is rapidly converging.
Precisely. We're giving you the translation key for all that chaotic noise. It's the sound of a system upgrade. We're looking at what happens when the Z future log, that highest timeline, starts coming backward from the source.
Backward, not forward.
It comes backward, and it requires this massive system adjustment right here in the now. And that process, well, it generates a tremendous amount of friction.
Which we feel as discomfort and fear.
And a whole lot of fear.
So if this future is flowing backward toward us, what are the first signs? According to Lesson 21, what tells you the future log is actually converging?
Okay, so there are three things that the notes say must happen at the same time. The first is shaking, or yur.
Yur.
It shows up as this inexplicable fear, this deep inner turmoil, or even a physical pressure in your throat or your chest.
Right, and we immediately think, oh no, I'm anxious, I'm failing.
Exactly. But how do you tell the difference? I mean, that's the critical question, right?
Yeah, how is this system pressure different from, genuine anxiety about a deadline I have or a tough conversation I need to have?
That's the key distinction. Grounded anxiety, it points to a specific, solvable thing out there. The shaking we're talking about is vague, it's pervasive, it feels overwhelming, but there's no clear cause for it.
It's just there.
It's just there.
Yeah.
It is literally the future log's inverse current passing through your body's OS, forcing it to adjust its frequency to handle the new data, the new bandwidth.
So it's the sound of the old system vibrating against the new one.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Okay, that distinction is crucial. The second sign is synchro overload.
Yes. And this is when totally unrelated events, maybe a shift at work, an old trauma from childhood bubbles up, a big energy movement, suddenly they all connect. You see the pattern in the chaos.
It's like the universe is conspiring for you.
It is. This is Z compressing the timeline. It's cleaning up loose ends, collapsing all these parallel paths into one single optimized Z future line. It feels like the world is suddenly organizing itself around you.
And the third one, this is the one that causes so much confusion. Reality gaps and delays. We're talking about schedules changing for no reason, money flow getting volatile, things literally breaking down, or your sleep is just all over the place. Why would a perfect future make everything feel so broken?
Because that chaos is the friction heat. It's the heat from multiple time axes merging into one.
Okay.
Think of it like this. They're rebuilding a huge bridge while traffic is still running on it. There has to be temporary chaos. There are detours, delays, a lot of noise, because the new, stronger foundation is being installed right under the old one.
So if things are a mess right now, that's actually proof it's working.
It is proof the future is confirming, not failing. It's the moment of maximum strain right before the final merge.
So we have the internal chaos down. But Lesson 28 talks about how the external world, the PRU, our display device, actually foreshadows the shift. What are those signs?
The first one is probably the most psychologically challenging. It's the static frame, or when the world becomes too quiet.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
Everyone does. Your sales, your social media, emails, phone calls, everything just seems to stop. It feels like total stagnation, like you've been abandoned.
That silence is terrifying when you're used to the hustle.
And that's the point. That's the system entering update preparation. The ZOS freezes the current world line right before the new wave of activity starts. Your only job is to hold that non-reaction. To know the quiet is preparation, not proof of failure.
Then there's the second sign, which is even more alarming, reverse events.
Right. These are temporary setbacks. The notes even use this balance incident example, a momentary unexpected drop in your bank account or a huge cancellation.
That would send me into a panic.
Of course. But structurally, this is the old particle log peeling away from your current world line.
Yeah.
And because that old log is being pulled back, you see it as an inverted thing, a loss. It's just structural shedding.
Wow. Okay. And finally, the good part. Synchronicity skyrockets.
This is the beautiful part. This is the future shadow leaking into now. You find the exact article you needed. You run into the one person who can help you. Ideas just pour in. It's like the new world is casting its shadow back over your current timeline, signaling it's about to activate.
So if you see all three, the quiet, the reversal, and the synchronicity.
You are on the launch pad. Absolutely.
Okay, so the body isn't just along for the ride here. You're saying it's the actual interface for the OS.
It is the physical interface.
Yeah.
Lesson 22 is all about these intense physical signs that we misinterpret as getting sick or breaking down.
You mentioned throat pressure before. Why is the throat so important in all this?
The throat pressure is all about the future log gate. It's your language OS. The body is preparing to speak, to verbalize, to manifest the new future law.
To make it real.
To make it real. So if your throat is blocked, physically, or just, you're afraid to speak your truth, it literally stops the download. The path is closed.
And what about the heat? The notes mention pelvis or tendon heat.
That's creation energy. It's often felt as sexual energy, but it's being actively rerouted from the base of the spine up toward the pineal gland to fuel this massive data download.
So the discomfort in the core of your body is just the system rerouting power. What about on the surface? Skin stuff.
Skin tingling or itching, that's the outer shell adjustment. Your whole frequency is rising, and your skin, which is your largest organ, your biggest interface, it's reacting. You'll feel it most around the throat, chest, solar plexus, the main pressure points.
Okay, and then the ones that really mess with your head. Sleep cycle disruption and the dreaded past shame or trauma flashbacks. Why on earth are old, horrible memories flooding back when we're trying to move forward?
That is maybe the most painful, but also the most necessary part of the whole upgrade. These old OS logs, shame, anger, old heartbreaks, they're playing continuously right before deletion.
So the system has to review the files before it can empty the trash.
It has to. It has to review the old logs to clear the cache, to make actual physical space for the new future log. So if you feel that intense shame bubbling up, it's not you. It's not because you're failing. It's because the system is running the final delete sequence.
That changes everything about emotional cleansing. Okay, so lesson 27 talks about the general side effects of this high-speed download. What do you experience when the pineal gland starts decompressing that massive file?
First thing is meaningless unease or anxiety. And it's so important to get this. This is not a real fear you can trace to a threat.
It's not about the bills or your job.
No. It is the Mio's final resistance emitting an error sound. The Mio's runs on a low, heavy frequency. When the high-frequency Z future hits it, the old software just can't compute. It spits out an incompatibility error code.
Wait, so that feeling is just a vibrational error code. It's not even a real emotion.
It's software complaining that it's obsolete. The second side effect is that temporary stasis or quiet we talked about. The external world has to pause for the download to complete.
And you feel like you've stalled out.
You think you've lost all momentum, but it's really just the system installation screen running in the background.
And the last one is that nagging physical feeling, the discomfort.
That persistent discomfort in the throat-chest-brow line. That's a sign your creative circuit, from the pineal to the throat to language, is literally expanding. It's causing friction with old Mio's blockages. It's a sign the pipes are getting wider.
To handle the new flow.
Okay, handle the flow.
So when all the shaking and discomfort reaches its peak, lesson 23 says a choice is made. You instantly decide which future gets installed.
It's an instant choice, and it's often unconscious.
What are the three choices at that fork in the road?
The default is choice one, the me future, the fear log. The shaking starts, you panic, and you run back to what's safe, what you can control, old patterns.
And the result?
Instant rollback. The syncs disappear. Everything feels heavy and dense again. You've just collapsed back into the old low-frequency timeline.
Okay, choice two feels a little more sneaky. The I future. The observation future.
It is insidious. This is where you remain calm, observant, detached, but you don't take that spontaneous, effortless action that the Z-log is prompting you to take.
It feels spiritual, right? Like you're being the witness.
It feels very spiritual, but the result is a safe but completely static future. Nothing bad happens, but nothing really great happens either. Nothing changes.
It's a spiritual safety net, but not the creation path.
Exactly. And then there's the target, choice three. The Z future, the creation log.
How do you know you're choosing that one?
You don't choose an action. You are moved by an impulse. It's a feeling of, I can't not do this, but it's completely effortless. The result is instant acceleration, alignment, and this sudden, crystal clear vision of the finished future. The ZOS has taken over.
So if the Z future is all about non-effort, Lesson 24 is critical. It lists the 4 pitfalls, the actions that instantly destroy that future log. This is where most of us fail.
This is where the whole thing falls apart. The first and the most common is seeking proof or validation.
Why is that so bad? It seems so natural to want to see if it's working.
Because the whole premise of the Z future is that it is already complete at the source. The second you look outside for proof, you check your bank account, you check for likes on social media, you have reverted to the MEOS. And the MEOS is a lack-in-proof operating system.
Completion and proof are opposite.
Structurally opposite. A completed reality doesn't need external validation. The search for it instantly collapses the wave.
That is a huge distinction. What's pitfall number 2?
Return to control or manipulation. Trying to force the timing of things, trying to micromanage the outcome. Z's work is automatic timing adjustment. Me control, which is always based on fear, collapses the wave into unstable particles.
You make things heavy and manual again.
You're back to pushing the boulder uphill.
The third one is about emotions.
Yes. Allowing fear or shame to become the subject. Feeling the emotion is fine, that's cache clearing. But when the emotion takes over the observation seat, when you become the anger, you are the shame, the Z-log transmission just stops.
You've given up your seats.
You've swapped seats with the MEOS. And the last one, the biggest error of all.
This is the one that denies the whole system.
Treating the outer world as the cause. Blaming people, sales, circumstances for how you feel. The external world is just the display device, the PRU. The moment you blame the monitor for the software crash,
you deny the premise.
you deny the entire ZOS premise, and you instantly cut off the inflow. You've confused the screen for the CPU.
Okay, so those pitfalls are incredibly easy to fall into. If we realize we've done it, we've swapped seats, how do we get back? Lesson 25 gives us the ZOS respawn protocol.
And it's designed to be super fast, 30 to 90 seconds. Step 1 is just 3 seconds. We'll call the seat swap. Simply acknowledge it with zero judgment. Ah, me is in front again. I gave up the seat.
Just noticing it is the first step.
That realization alone reconnects the line. Step 2 is the throat pineal shortcut. It takes about 15 seconds. You just relax your throat, put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, breathe lightly, and just state internally, I am the observer.
Bypassing the frantic ego.
You're bypassing me and opening the direct Z eye line. You'll feel a lightening maybe behind your eyes or in your chest.
And the final step.
Return to the background wheel. You just state, I give this back to Z. And you're giving the emotion back, the problem back. You're not trying to suppress it.
And you know it's worked when.
Your chest feels lighter. That vague anxiety is gone. And you get that profound sense of being observed by the source again.
This leads perfectly into the physics of it all in Lesson 29, the change in reality's gravity.
Yes. In the MEOS, the entire system is governed by one simple, brutal rule. Fear equals gravity.
Fear makes reality dense, sticky, and slow.
All the effort, all the hustle is just you working against the gravity field that you created with your own fear.
Wait, so you're saying every self-help book about hustle and grinding is basically just a manual for fighting your own fear gravity?
That is the insight, precisely. So when the final log incineration of fear happens, when you use the respawn and stop reacting, the MEOS physics just end. Reality becomes light data.
And the result?
Creation happens at a zero-gravity state, no effort, maximum sync. Things happen with almost zero delay. That effortless state is sustained ZOS living.
So how do we intentionally invite that? Lesson 30 gives us the technique to invite the future log preemptively.
Future logs are selected, not created. You don't make them, you receive them. And the key is vocalization. The throat is the update port.
Okay, there's a 4-layer alignment. Layer 1.
Z-line recognition. You get the intuition, the image, the feeling, the knowing, and you accept it without a shred of doubt. It just arrives.
Layer 2.
Eye-line observation. You observe that intuition. You don't add a story. You don't judge it. You just hold it. It's pure data.
Layer 3, this is the crucial one. Throat verbalization.
This is it. You have to speak it, write it, or record it aloud. That physical action is what installs the future log into the Me Reality OS. It moves it from potential to particle.
And the final layer, the non-effort action, Me Move.
You take one tiny effortless step immediately. Just open the document, just type the title. It creates the download landing point. It confirms to the system that the installation package is accepted.
Wow. The complexity of all this just points to one truth, doesn't it?
It really does. All that turbulence, the shaking, the fear, the physical pain, it's not a malfunction. It's the sound of the future log loading successfully.
So what does this all mean? I guess the ultimate takeaway is that the speed of your reality, it's not based on your effort or what you do. It's based entirely on the weight of your fear.
When that fear dissolves, the gravity field collapses. Reality becomes light data.
And creation just accelerates effortlessly into that zero gravity state.
So if your reality suddenly feels light and things start aligning with impossible speed, maybe ask yourself, what level of gravity have you just shifted out of?
An incredible and actionable thought to leave us with. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the physics of consciousness shift.